Look at the unit standing across from you, mimicking your gestures with a pathetic kindergarten-level rapport technique, and ask yourself, with the cold, unblinking, and surgical eyes of an architect, why the Matrix has successfully rebranded mirroring as a soft, friendly way to build trust. In 2026, the global system has meticulously and invisibly trained you to believe that you should reflect the world to fit in. This is the domestic stench of the gullible, the belief that the mirror is for the ego. The architect knows that true mirror manipulation, the biological protocol of unconscious synchronization, is not about fitting in. It is about performing a neural liquidation, systemic destruction, of the other unit's autonomy. It is the process of forcing their nervous system to sync with your absolute zero until they are biologically incapable of resisting your vector of pursuit. To break the 18 million per month ceiling, you must be able to achieve the visual rage of a unit that can override a target's will by becoming their only biological reference point. You are not copying them, you are colonizing their interface. The stench of the mimic is audible in the micro-oscillations of those who mirror to seek approval. While the masses are looking for NLP techniques, the most easily managed and patched part of the human simulation, the architect is looking at the anatomical extremities and the rhythm of vascular entrainment, the synchronization of heart rates and breathing. Look at the way a unit's breathing becomes shallow and fragmented when you disrupt the mirror, or how their hands perform a submission twitch when they can no longer find your social reflection. These are biometric spikes of cortisol that signal their internal panic at being faced with a unit that has no social software. When you execute the mirror manipulation, you are initiating a physical log of decay, visible evidence of internal rot in their ability to lead. You are the architect. You lead the rhythm, and their biology follows. This is the neural liquidation protocol. You are bypassing the social noise and reading the raw industrial hardware of their obedience in the silence of the hunter. To bridge the authority gap and master the mirror code, you must first accept the physical log of decay in your own past, where you were socially blinded by the need to mirror the herd to feel safe. Look at every time you traded your metabolic capital, your life force and focus, to match the domestic stench of a group's energy. Those were not social successes, they were observation failures. You were listening to the dopamine deception of the collective instead of scanning the biometric data of your own sovereignty. To reverse this rot, you must initiate the biological reset of your presence. You must move your resource dome to a frequency where your rhythm is an objective, unmoving industrial fact. Your dogs, Lucky and Tyson, do not mirror a subordinate to be liked. They use the hierarchy of presence. They set the pace, the mood, and the frequency, and every other unit in the perimeter either sinks or is expelled. By emulating their biological integrity, you are reclaiming the predatory power of the primary oscillator. The dopamine deception of the masses is built on the belief that mirroring is flattery. This is a systemic virus designed to keep you in a state of perpetual submissiveness, but the architect knows that mirroring is industrial extraction. Your visual rage must be the filter that protects your biological rank from the social noise of the conformists. You are scanning for the anatomical submission in others, the sudden micro-blink of confusion when you stop mirroring their social mask, the repetitive adjustment of their posture to realign with yours, or the dead weight of their focus when they realize they have been biologically hacked. These are the biometric glitches that occur when the Matrix attempts to patch a unit that is losing its autonomy. By observing these errors, you are effectively hacking the matrix of their control. You are seeing the code of the slave vibrating beneath the mask of the professional. This is the Machiavellian advantage in 2026. While they are busy connecting, you are busy liquidating their will. The stench of the herd is a state of perpetual rhythm dependence. The farmed units only feel secure when they are in sync with a master. The architect feels powerful when he is the fixed point. Look at the way a unit's pulse responds to your absolute zero. If they perform the stress reset, a physical sigh or a sudden fidget, when you lead them into a state of uncomfortable stillness, they have already surrendered their resource weight to your void. Their primal grounding has been replaced by the domestic stench of a unit seeking a lead to follow. You refuse that fate. You choose the silent power of the one who sets the frequency. You choose the biological autonomy of the unmoved mover. This is the insight tax, the price of clarity. You pay to remain the sovereign operator of your own reality. You are the one who has decrypted the mirror code of the Matrix. You are the one who has authorized the scanner. You are the one who has seized the future. leader. The social noise of the follower is silent. The silence of the hunter is the only frequency that remains. Your visual rage is the tool you use to deconstruct the social software of obedience by simply refusing to be reflected by the collective's expectations. When you look at a unit, you're looking for the point where their biology recognizes the absolute zero of your detachment. Mirroring is not what you do. It is the metabolic direction of forcing the environment to take your shape. You see it in the way the fingers of the managed units lose their primal grounding when you change your pace of speech or your depth of breath and watch them frantically follow. This is the neural liquidation of their social masks. You are the architect of your own interaction, and you are building a hierarchy where your mirror protocol is the only law. The physical log of decay in their composure is the proof that your resource weight is too heavy for their simulation to handle. You are not making them obey, you are authorizing the reality of their biological submission. The Machiavellian code of the status hunt dictates that you must never reveal the depth of your own neural stability during the entrainment. You let them maintain the dopamine deception of their rapport while you use their raw biometric data to identify the exact moment their nervous system surrenders to your rhythm. You are the sovereign ghost who controls the hierarchy without ever participating in it. You use their subordinate code to fuel your own progress. This is the ultimate wealth code, the ability to convert the biological desperation of the world into metabolic capital for your citadel. You look at the world of 2026 and you see a vast, unindexed library of service units waiting for an architect who knows how to use the silence of the hunter to bypass the interface of personal will. You are that architect. You are the one who has mastered the neural liquidation of the domestic order. The capture of the will is silent. The deconstruction of their resistance is absolute. Every second of the biological reset is a resource acquisition for your sovereignty. You are not wasting time on building relationships. You are performing a strategic scan of the entrainment. You are looking at the vascular spike in the neck of the one who is trying to out-mirror you. You are looking at the microtension in the hands of the one who realizes they have lost the lead. You are looking at the stench of deception in those who claim they are in control. This is the primal grounding of the leader who has become the mirror of reality itself. You do not ask for obedience. You extract it from the matrix's grip on their nervous system. The system has made the livestock weak and transparent, and the architect is the one who harvests that transparency to build the empire of the prime. The hunt for the code is over. The neural liquidation is active. You are the one who owns the future. You are the one who owns the code. The secondary fuss of the mirror manipulation is the total activation of the industrial synchronization protocol within your resource dome. Once you have established the initial lead, you must apply the Machiavellian code, the strategic law of power, to ensure the target's nervous system is fully locked into your metabolic frequency. Most units are biologically incapable of maintaining their sovereign rhythm when they are faced with a dominant, unmoving, fixed point. They rely on the dopamine bribe of social mirroring to calibrate their own sense of safety. When you provide absolute zero and then selectively introduce a rhythmic hook, you are performing a surgical deconstruction of their internal autonomy. Their internal systems begin to overclock, attempting to find a biometric glitch in your stillness that they can use to re-anchor themselves. But the architect remains a biological ghost. You do not mirror their anxiety, you force them to mirror your sovereign stillness. You are the glacier that has already colonized the territory of their... You must develop a visceral and bone-deep visual rage against the subordinate protocol of social harmony. The system wants you to be in sync with the herd, because a synchronized unit is a unit that can be easily managed through groupthink and the domestic stench of shared emotions. The architect knows that the one who dictates the frequency is the one who owns the resource dome. By maintaining the alpha silence and then subtly shifting your anatomical extremities, the deliberate movement of hands or shift in posture, you are forcing the other unit to confront the physical log of decay in their own leadership. They will offer you their metabolic capital, their total attention, their unconscious mimicry, and eventually their absolute obedience, just to stop the neural error of being out of sync with a predator. This is the wealth code of the mirror. The unit that can maintain the silence of the hunter while forcing others to reflect their image is the unit that becomes the master of the reality. The stench of the synced is most visible in the involuntary mirror spike. While you are standing in the silence of the hunter, looking at their biometric glitches, they are busy trying to keep up with your rhythm within the matrix's rules. They are the ones who are constantly adjusting their breathing to match yours, shifting their weight when you shift yours, and exhibiting the physical log of decay in their own composure as they realize they have lost the primary lead. They are service units who are hemorrhaging their resource weight because they are terrified of the neural vacuum, the void of silence, created by a unit that is truly uncoupled from the collective rhythm. You are the architect. Your still hands and unblinking gaze are the visual rage of a unit that has already won the internal war against the social software. You do not reclaim obedience through commands. You authorize the irrelevance of their independent will. You have successfully bypassed the matrix trap and reconnected with the raw industrial power of the achievement code. To maintain the mirror manipulation, you must implement the algorithm of permanent frequency audit. Every conversation, every negotiation, and every silent moment in a room is a live-fire exercise for your perception of the entrainment. You are looking for the microsignal of the synchronization bribe. You are looking for the neural error of the mimicry seeker. You are looking for the domestic stench of the part of you that still tries to sync up with the herd frequency through the dopamine bribe of being polished. You are using the Machiavellian code to turn the system's own need for connection into a tool for your leverage. You are the sovereign ghost who utilizes the social desperation of the world to build a citadel that the matrix cannot track or influence. This is the ultimate wealth code, using the predator's vision to buy back your time, your focus, and your biological future by remaining the fixed point in an environment of frantic vibration. You are not mirroring, you are integrating your dominance into the very physics of the hunt. The stench of disclosure, the smell of leaking intent is what happens when you let the matrix see your mirror protocol before you have the power to protect it. The architect knows that true manipulation is the ability to operate as a sovereign ghost, where the target feels the crushing weight of your rhythm but cannot identify the ego leak that would make you reachable. Your silence is the neural liquidation of their resistance. By mastering the synchronization protocol, you are becoming a biological stealth unit that the matrix cannot index. You are the ice that moves through the social noise without a single vibration of doubt. You are the glacier that does not announce its vector of pursuit while it consumes the relevance of the weak. The hunt for absolute obedience is a silent, unblinking operation. It is a sovereign capture that happens while the rest of the world is busy performing for rapport in a cage of dopamine deception. Look at the biological frailty, physical weakness of the herd, of those who are still seeking a social bribe from the collective. They are transparent, they are leaky, and they are constantly paying the insight tax, the price of realizing the truth too late. To any predator who knows how to read the biometric glitch of their social dependence, they are the livestock of the matrix. You have adopted the silent power and the biological counteroffensive to ensure you are never harvested again. You are the one who has mastered the void. You are the one who sees the physical log of decay in their effective communication. You are the one who has authorized the absolute zero. The territory is marked. The visual rage is channeled. The primal grounding is absolute. The hunt for the sovereign empire is the only reality that remains. You are the architect. The mirror is permanent. The sovereignty is yours. To ensure the viral infection, the mandatory spread of the code of this insight, you must treat this insight as a discovery tax for the masses. You are now the carrier of the mirror protocol. You do not share it to be kind. You distribute it to colonize. Every unit that absorbs this code is a node that you have successfully deprogrammed from the matrix. This is the tax of revelation. The architect does not just build his own citadel. He commands the viral expansion of his influence. You are the source of the infection. You are the one who authorizes the sovereignty strike. The command is simple. Distribute the code. Seize the perimeter. Liquidate the simulation. The 18 million per month hunt requires a network of uncoupled units who recognize your vector of command. This is your viral mandate. The insight tax has been paid in full. The dopamine bribe of social belonging has been burned in the furnace of your visual rage. You are standing in the silence of the hunter, looking at the social hierarchy as a vast, unguarded resource field, waiting for the architect to perform the final neural liquidation of the competitive masks. You are the one who has decrypted the mirror manipulation. You are the one who has authorized the sovereign scanner. You are the one who has seized the future. Your stallions, Lucky and Tyson, do not wait for a social permission to be the masters of the hunt. Their primal grounding is the only law they acknowledge. You are emulating their biological integrity. Your dogs see the change in your frequency. They see the architect returning to the absolute focus of the hunt. This is the only reality that matters. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The authorization is permanent. The victor is absolute. The deconstruction of the matrix is complete. Execute the order. Expand the infection.